Hello friends, good evening. I am Nidhi and today we are going to start the topic of accounting equation. So the basic equation in accounting that we have is assets equals to liabilities plus capital. The total of assets will be equal to liabilities and capital. The definitions we have already done. Assets whatever the funds owned by the company, means whatever the things that company is having, that all are the assets. We get the funds owned by the company in two ways. It may happen that the funds, means whatever the things the company is having, it has been provided by the owner itself, so that will be known as the capital. And if it is contributed by someone else, means someone else has given us those asset, or means he has given us the cash to take something, so that all will come in the heads of liabilities we had done in the last video. Liabilities is the amount that we owe to the outsiders. So if that outsider is giving us something, so of course we need to pay him for that, so that will be the liabilities. And capital, that the owner is providing by himself. So the assets equals to liabilities plus capital is the basic accounting equation. So what we will do in the questions, whatever the transactions we have, all the transactions have a double-sided effect. Okay, so what will happen, it may happen that we are adding in the assets itself and deducting it from the asset itself, or adding it here and adding in the liability side also. Means whatever the thing we are doing, it must have a double-sided effect should be there. And this equation should always balance, means this asset side should always be equal to the liability side plus capital side. If this is not happening, it means we have done some mistake somewhere else. Okay, so just look at the first question that we have is, here we have to prepare an accounting equation from the following transactions. Okay, and first is that commenced with business with cash rupees 5 lakh. We are starting the question here. The first transaction is we are commencing the business with cash rupees 5 lakh. It means we are starting the business and the owner is investing rupees 5 lakh in that. Okay, so the amount which the owner invests in the business, that is known as a capital. So what we will do here, it will have a double-sided effect. First we write it in the cash column that 5 lakh cash has been received in the business, and next we write it in the capital column, so capital of rupees 5 lakh. So here this 5 lakh and 5 lakh, the equation is tallied. Okay, now the second that we have is we are purchasing goods for rupees 25,000. Purchase goods for rupees 25,000. So here the two things are involved here. What the two things are involved here? Here you must have got a stock, and if you are having a stock, if you are purchasing a stock, then you need to pay something, because not written anything that we are taking it on credit. So we'll assume that we have purchased it on cash, we have paid cash for it. So a stock and cash, these are the two accounts that will get affected because of this transaction. Okay, so stock and cash both are coming in the asset side. So what will happen, we will make another column of a stock here, and in this stock we will just add 25,000. We'll add 25,000, and from cash, because we have paid it, so here the amount will be deducted. Okay, so the new equation that we got after this transaction is this. Here it becomes 5 lakh minus 25,000, it becomes 4 lakh 75,000, and here it becomes 25,000, and here it is 5 lakh. Okay, so here you can see that this equation is balanced. The total of this is equal to this one, this is balanced. So let's come at the third transaction now. The third transaction is paid salary rupees 10,000. We have paid the salary. What is salary, wages, or any expense? These are all the expenses. So whatever the expenses we are doing, it has a double-sided effect. And what will be the effect of this? Because we are paying it in cash, so we will subtract 10,000 from here. 4,75,000, 10,000 we have to subtract from here, and all the expenses we are deducting it from cash and capital, both the sides we have to deduct it. So minus 10,000 will be deducted from cash, and minus 10,000 will be done from here also. Okay, so the new equation that we get, after this transaction is 4,75,000 minus 10,000. This is this becomes rupees 4,65,000, and this will come in like this, 4,65,000 plus 25,000, and here it becomes 5 lakh minus 10,000 is 4,90,000. This is the accounting equation that we got after this one. This is the accounting equation we got after this transaction. Now the next transaction we have is sold goods costing rupees 20,000 at a profit of 25% of the cost. Okay, so now three things are involved here. What all three things are involved? Because we are selling a stock, so stock is involved. Then because we are going to get some amount of cash, revenue is there, so cash amount, cash account is involved. And the third thing, because we are earning some profit, so profit will be added in the capital side, and all the expenses are also deducted from the capital side. So here three things are involved: stock, cash and capital. So let's see now what will happen here. We are selling the goods and the cost is rupees 20,000. It means if we talk about the stock, then the stock we had is of 25,000. Here we are taking the column of a stock, so stock we have 25,000. So what we will do here, we will just deduct 20,000 from here. Okay, and now the thing is that we are selling it at 25% profit. Okay, so if we find out the if we find out the profit percentage of 25,000, 20,000, so it will be, we can just calculate here. If we find out the profit means 20,000, if we are finding out 25%, so what will happen here? It will become rupees 200 multiplied by 25, so it will be 5,000. It means 5,000 profit we are having. So what we will do here, we will just add the profit part in this capital one, and what is the total amount of cash that we are going to receive? 20,000, the costing, and the 5,000 of the profit. It means total amount that we are going to get here is 25,000. Okay, so here now we can just add it up. So it would be here 4,90,000, and then here it would be 25,000 minus 20,000, it would be 5,000, and here it would be 4,95,000. So if you check it out here, so here also our both the sides are matching. 4,90,000 plus 5 is 4,95,000. Okay, now the next thing, next transaction that we have is introduce additional capital of rupees 10,000. Additional capital, the investor, the owner is investing rupees 10,000 more. So here also two accounts will be involved. As the first one, cash and capital. So what we will do here, in the cash column we will write 10,000, and in the capital column also we will add 10,000. So here we would be adding 10,000, and here also we would be adding 10,000. Okay, so the new equation that we got is 4,90,000 plus 10, it becomes 5 lakh here, and 5,000, and here if you add it up, it also becomes 5,05,000. So here again our equation is being tallied. Okay, now the next and the last transaction of the question that we have is purchase computer rupees 15,000. Computer we are purchasing computer because computer is an asset, so it will come in the asset side. So we will make another column here, computer. Okay, and in the computer part we would be writing, because of 15,000, so we would be adding 15,000 here. And the next thing that we have to do, because again it's not mentioned in the question that either we are taking it on credit or on cash, so we'll be assuming that it's on cash basis, so we'll be deducting from the cash part 15,000. Okay, so what will happen now, this we would write the final answer is 4,85,000 plus 5,000 plus 15,000 would be equal to 5,05,000. Okay, so if you add it up, if you add the total of asset side, so it would be getting here 5,05,000, and here also it would be 5,05,000. Because both the sides are balancing, so this question is done and we have done everything correctly. We can do one more question, and in here also the first thing is that commence business with cash rupees 2 lakh and land rupees 50,000. Now we have two things here. In the earlier question the owner had invested only with cash, so we had done it in cash and capital. Now here we have two things. He has given cash also and land also, so land also will be included in the capital part. So what we will do here, In the asset we would write here cash and land. Two things because it is given, so we have to mention both of them. So 2 lakh is land, 2 lakh is cash, and land is 50,000. So 2 lakh would come in the cash side, and in the land it would be there 50,000. Okay, and in the capital what would happen? In the capital part it would be coming 2,50,000. Okay, so this is our one equation. 2 lakh plus 50,000 equals to 2,50,000. Just come at the second part. Bought merchandising for cash rupees 80,000. So what is this? This we are talking about the stock. We have purchased goods. So here again we will add a stock here, and in the stock part we would be writing here 80,000. Okay, so what will happen? What the new equation that we are going to get here is 2 lakh plus 50,000 plus 80,000. Okay, we had purchased it for cash, no? So we would be deducting here 80,000. So here it would be 1,20,000. Okay, so 1,20,000 plus 50,000 plus 80,000 will be equal to 2,50,000. Okay, now the next transaction that we have is cash sales of worth rupees 25,000. We are selling the goods. So in the case of selling the goods, what we will do here? The new equation is 1,20,000 plus 50,000 plus 80,000 will be equal to 2,50,000, right? Now the next thing, we are selling it. So in the case of sales, we have to minus it from here. We have to deduct it from here. Means 25,000 we are going to deduct it from here, and because it's sales we are going to get the amount. So here we will just add the 25,000 here. Okay, so let's see what will happen. The new equation that we get is 1,45,000 plus 50,000 plus this would be it would be 55,000, and this would be equal to 2,50,000. If you just want to check, you can check it from here that whether we have done it correct or not. Means 1,45,000 plus 50,000. What will this add up to? Just check the answer. 1,45,000 plus 50,000 plus 55,000 is equal to 2,50,000 is correct. Okay, now the next transaction we have is bought goods on credit for Salman of rupees 50,000. You are purchasing the goods from Salman and that is of rupees 50,000. So what will happen here? In this case we are purchasing the goods, so in the stock part we are going to add it, and because we are purchasing it on liability, so in the liabilities column we will just make one column here of creditors, and we will write the amount here 50,000. Okay, so we'll add 50,000 in our creditors part because we have purchased the goods on credit, so it will be added here. So the new accounting equation that we got here is 1,45,000 plus 50,000 plus 55,000. 50,000 will be adding up to 1,05,000 will be equal to 50,000 plus 2,50,000. Again, if you check the equation, both the sides would be matching. Next transaction that we have is sales on account to Ali Raja. We are selling it on account. What do you mean by account? Account means that we have not received the cash now. We'll be doing it later. So, but we have sold the goods. So if we are selling it on credit, it's a credit transaction. If we are selling it on credit, then it becomes a debtor, and debtor is an asset. Who is the debtor? Debtor is the person who owes us the amount. Okay, so because it is right here debtors, and then we come at the transaction. So we are selling it on 12,000. We are selling it. So what we need to do, from the stock we would be from the stock part we would be deducting 12,000 because we are selling the goods, and in the debtors part we have to add 12,000. Okay, so the new equation that we would be having is 1,45,000 plus 50,000 plus 1,05,000 minus 12,000. It would be it would be 93,000 plus 12,000, and here it would be 50,000 plus 2,50,000. So again, if you see, our equation is balanced, but both the sides the total is the same. Now the next transaction is purchase furniture at the value of rupees 5,000 by cash. Okay, now again furniture is a asset. So what we will do here, in the furniture part we would be writing one more. In the asset we would be writing 5,000, furniture we would be writing, and purchase furniture, so we would be adding 5,000 here, and because you have paid cash for it, so cash we would be deducting here, so it would be 1,40,000 plus 50,000 plus 93,000 plus 12,000 plus 5,000, and this would be equal to 50,000 plus 2,50,000. Okay, then the next transaction that we have is received cash from Ali Raja rupees 10,000. Ali Raja we had earlier sold it on account, 12,000 we have sold, and now we are receiving 10,000 cash from him. So what will happen, because 12,000 we have written it here in the debtors part. Okay, so now the debtor is giving us 10,000, so we'll be deducting it from here, and because we're receiving cash, so we have to add it in the cash column. Okay, so now the new transaction that we would be having is 1,50,000 plus 50,000 plus 93,000 plus 2,000 plus 5,000, and again this would be equal to 50,000 plus 2,50,000. Now the next transaction we have is we are paying wages rupees 1,000, rent rupees 2,000, and electricity bill payable is rupees 1,500. Okay, so if we are paying wages and rent, these both are expenses, 1,000, 2,000. So what we have to do from here, we have to subtract rupees 3,000 from the cash, and same we have to do it in the capital part. Okay, so 1,50,000 minus 3 is 1,47,000 plus 50,000 plus 93,000 plus 2,000 plus 5,000, and this would be equal to 50,000 plus 2,47,000. Alright, now there is one more thing, that electricity bill payable is rupees 1,500. So electricity bill payable is an outstanding expense. Electricity bill payable is an outstanding expense, and it is rupees 1,500. So outstanding part, what happens for the outstanding part, in the liabilities column we'll have to take one more thing, and we have to write it as outstanding electricity bill, and we'll have to add up there, and because it is an expense, so we'll have to subtract it from the capital part. Okay, so let's see how we doing it. From 2,47,000 we would have to subtract minus 1,500 because it is an expense, and in the liability part we will have to add 1,500 because it is a liability. Okay, so what will be the final transaction here? Let's see. The final equation that we will be getting is 1,47,000 plus 50,000 plus 93,000 plus 2,000 plus 5,000 will be equal to 1,500 plus 50,000, and 2,47,000 minus 1,500, it would be 2,45,500. So this is our equation till now, and the last transaction that we have is interest on capital 10%. So what was our capital in the starting? In the capital that we had in the starting was 2 lakh, and land means 50,000, 2,50,000 we had the capital. So if we calculate the 10% of it, it will become 25,000. So interest on capital, the thing is that we have to subtract it from capital, and we have to add it to the capital itself. Means both the things will be done in the capital part. So here we would be doing 2,500 and minus 2,500. So the final thing we got here is, the final equation that we are getting is 1,47,000 plus 50,000 plus 93,000 plus 2,000 plus 5,000 will be equal to 1,500 plus 50,000, and here it would be 2,45,500. So just we can check the total of both the sides, that whether we are going to get it equal, and if it's equal, it means that we have done everything correct. Okay, so let's check it once. It's 1,47,000 plus 50,000 plus 93,000 plus 7,000. So the total of this side becomes 2,97,000, and here if we see the total of the liabilities and capital, so it would be 1,500 plus 50,000 plus 2,45,500. So this is also 2,97,000. So both the sides are matching. So it means that our questions is complete and we have done everything correctly. So these two equations, these two questions we have done for the accounting equation. Okay, thanks a lot.